Oh, we're supposed to say hello.
Ah.
Shit. No. Hey,
Hi.
y'all. Hi. This
Hey
is,
guys.
this is Life 401.
Advanced Shenanigans.
Yep.
Still
This is,
doing it.
yeah,
Go back.
we're still doing this thing. Um, I'm Michelle.
I'm Drea.
Did you pause like you didn't know who you were?
I did. I did. I forgot. I'm back. Look, I know who in theory I'm supposed to be sometimes.
In
I'm
theory,
Drea
who I'm supposed to
at this
be
moment.
sometime.
Yes. I was also I was like, the moment we said our names, I was like, you know what? I have a feeling, I have a question. If I just look up Advanced Shenanigans, do we come up?
Like, if you Google us,
If I Google us, if I um just look it up on the YouTube, which is where we post, and it does. It
really?
does. If I do it on Google, not Google, if I do it on YouTube, I don't know if I do it on Jujel.
I just
We're
did it,
learning
and
things about ourselves.
we're like the second. If you ignore the videos that came up, we're the second one.
Hey,
Yeah.
look at us,
And
guys. You can
and the
find
first
us.
one and the first one doesn't really count because it's the definition of shenanigans. I don't think that counts.
We are. And we're like number two.
Yeah.
Look at these things. Look at us, guys. We're
Hi.
making my
Thanks.
way downtown.
Walking fast. We don't have the rights to this song.
Is that different enough so that they can't copyright us?
I hope so.
I hope so.
Um, so, you know, the last few episodes we have definitely done like more nerdy deep dive. Like we did research things,
We did.
but I'm gonna keep it real with y'all listeners. All four of you, we appreciate you so much.
We appreciate every last one of you.
We do. But keeping it real, it's been a week.
Absolutely.
It's been a week.
It's been a week from hell.
Yeah, at the time that we're recording this, it's a Friday the 13th.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, but my Friday is way more low key than the rest of my week has been.
Oh.
There's been so many things that have happened, like not necessarily to me, but in my surroundings.
Okay.
Yeah, like,
Do tell. I'd like to know more.
well,
Fuck. My job just emailed me. Hold on 2 seconds.
oh, you have to. How dare you do work in the middle of a podcast?
How dare me actually have to care about my job?
Right.
Okay, great. All right. Okay, bye.
But so many things have happened. A neighbor of mine injured themselves. Like he decided that he did not want to live anymore, so
Oh no.
he attempted to shoot himself in the chest. He was not really successful.
Oh,
So
I'm sorry to hear that.
you're sorry to hear that he wasn't successful, that he's still alive.
I mean, he didn't complete his goal. I'm sorry that he felt that way. Let's
Yeah.
start there.
Yeah. So he had to go to the hospital. Of course, he's been on suicide watch.
Right.
He's probably off of it right now. We're sending light and love to him.
Yeah, positively and light.
But because of, like, so you know how we talk about how every action has a consequence, and the things that you do impact you and the ones around you.
Correct.
Because of that, the police had to come, and because of that, his roommate ended up getting locked up. So then his roommate spent Tuesday until Thursday afternoon, late afternoon, in jail.
over someone else's
stuff, right? Yeah.
right. You've
Yeah.
got to find better ways to deal with your stuff. I mean, Michelle knows this. I've had my own issues with suicide in various forms throughout my life.
Yeah.
And it's never easy for the people around you, just as it's never easy for you who's actually dealing with the stuff. But
Right.
if you don't find better coping mechanisms for your stuff, there's the words, you often will end up causing other people to not just blame themselves in certain ways, but also take the fall for you in a lot of ways. That's just not necessarily conducive for them or for you. Let's be real. Nobody's getting a great end out of this situation. I'm just sorry to hear that happen to your neighbor. Love
Yeah,
and
I'm
light
sorry.
all of
I'm
it.
sorry for both of them. And then I don't know. Then I just recently learned that my other neighbor, his dad died. And so
Was it COVID related? Hopefully not.
I don't know. I was being nosy, so I just eavesdropped and heard this. So I didn't was like, how'd he die? And I heard it in the midst of my neighbor like arguing with his girlfriend.
Oh,
And so I don't know what they were arguing about, but he was like, my dad just died and you gonna ask me about that? I can't call my dad. And I was like, shit.
this is depressing.
Yeah.
This is depressing. And I realize I'm saying that with a smile on my face, but I don't react well to depressing shit. But this
Either.
is so sad for them. I'm
It
sorry.
is.
It's just
So
been a
many
sad
things.
week.
It's been a week for everyone. So,
Yeah. Are
it's
we
just
out of the retrograde? I feel like that might be part
I
of
don't
it.
know,
I hope
man.
we are.
I hope so, but I don't know. It's just the moral of the story is people are dying that's never died before. Hold your loved ones close. And if you have toxic loved ones, hold them close from a distance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is okay to love them from where you are and not from where they are.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And sometimes you have to tell yourself that, you're just not in the same place.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
100%. But enough about my like crazy sad things around me.
Yeah.
What about you,
So
Drea?
sad.
Yeah, what are you doing, living, watching,
Living.
eating?
Okay. I'm going to talk about a bright spot first because I feel like I just come and I unload sometimes.
Oh no, I just unloaded hard. So bright spot, good idea.
Bright spot is after years of hearing about it and thinking about it and people telling me I should try it, I finally started watching Naruto. I started from the very beginning. So I've got time. If you've watched it, great for you. Don't ruin it for me. I'm trying my best. And I actually genuinely like it, which I know there's about to be a bunch of people out here like, damn, Drea, we've been telling you for how fucking long that you need to watch this anime. And so it's been a bright spot. Like I've been managed to watch like an episode a night this week, which is huge considering the week I have had. So yeah, it's really been a nice little pick me up and something like positive I get to focus on instead of the shitstorm. Um it's been a week, much like you. It's felt like it's been one thing after another, but I also feel like there are things that we're coming out of, like when you have a feeling like you're on the edge of a horizon, like you're on the edge of something good, right?
Yeah.
I'm at that place at this moment where it's like this week has been absolute chaos and the last few weeks have been absolute chaos for me, both
Yeah.
professionally, personally. There's
Politically.
a lot going on politically. Shit, psychologically, it's just been a lot.
I'm trying my best, okay?
We aren't doing my best. But I feel like I'm at a moment, even if it's not necessarily the end, I feel like I'm at least at a break. And I'm gonna take what I can get from this break. And that's where I'm gonna try and dwell at this moment. Now, who knows? You might call me in 30 minutes and be like, "So how you doing?" And I'm gonna be like, "Everything's on fire." But
Everything's on fire.
everything's on fire. My
Is it on
brain.
fire because you set it on fire? Like, I'd
Might
have
be.
follow-up questions.
It might be. Look, I'm low key a pyro. I very
Right.
much enjoy fire, but in a way that I probably shouldn't. But for now, we're gonna dwell in the break.
Yeah.
That's where we're gonna be.
I think like people have been living in pandemic times, living in the age of corona.
Which, please be safe out there. Put a mask on. Wash your hands, because it is back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
Especially in Georgia.
Yeah. And even if a lot of people are struggling with this isolation and being forced to not have the distractions that we usually have in our day-to-day life to keep us from dwelling on different stuff that we'd rather not pay attention to.
That's real.
Yeah, so I'm like, treat yourself better. Be gentle with yourself, you know what I'm saying?
Be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
What is it we were talking about last week? Give yourself grace.
Yeah.
Give yourself grace, because if nothing else, you got to be the one to do it, because the world is not doing it right now.
The world don't give a damn.
The world gives zero fucks.
Yes. So, you know how they say that, who gonna love you if you don't love you? Take care of yourself,
Take
right?
care of yourself. Who's gonna be patient with you if you're not patient with you?
Right.
So,
in
we're working
other
on
news
it.
about but in other news about the pandemic and corona, I read like a post and it made me giggle because I realized that it's definitely it's me and it's also Drea.
No.
Oh no, it's like this pandemic has been bad, but I can't believe now I can't believe that I let you people breathe on me like I've been letting you breathe on me. I want to wear a mask forever, and yeah, no, get out of my 6 feet space. Like, this is great.
I've been telling people personal space for years.
Yeah.
Get out of my bubble for years. I don't like you touching me. I don't like you hugging me. I don't like you doing any of it.
Yeah.
Like Michelle knows, I am a toucher, not a touch-e. I don't like it. Don't put your mitts on me.
Your mitts. I guess it's a little better to paws for me.
Don't put your paws on me. I don't want to.
It's gonna be like little Scrappy. I'm gonna put the paws on them. I'm gonna put the paws on them.
The paws on you. I don't want you to put the paws on me. Don't touch me. But no, like, there are so many things. Like, I remember growing up and always seeing people like lick their thumb and then like wipe someone's cheek. The disgustingness. Don't fucking
do not.
I always thought it was weird when it happened. And now that corona is around,
it's really weird. It's really gross.
It's gross. Y'all are gross. People are disgusting. Like, the amount of people who be like, oh, I just blew my nose, I'm gonna just touch this thing now.
Just gross.
Just gross. What is it? I watch Sims sometimes. I watch people play The Sims. And there's like this one part of The Sims when people are just learning how to cook, where they're like clean their ear and then they'll just go back to doing the thing that they're doing.
That's gross.
Disgusting.
That's gross. And I know this is a video game, but art imitates life. So
art
someone
imitates
is out there.
life.
someone is out there. Oh, I'm gonna dig in my ear. Oh, I'm gonna scratch my butt, and I'm gonna keep making this food. That's so gross.
Wash your hands.
The only time that's okay is when you're cooking for yourself and yourself only, and it's still gross.
And even then, it's still gross.
It's
but
still
at
gross.
least you're not
But
infecting anybody else with your grossness.
at least it's your germs.
Yeah.
You know.
Ugh, but yeah, that is correct. Don't touch me with your nasty breath or your hands or pretty much anything. Stay away from me.
And then and you know something else that I like
What?
about pandemic times? Let me just say, I love Black people. I love my people.
Black people are the best. We are trash, but we are also the best.
Yeah, but like Black people will make a fashion statement out of anything. When I tell you I have seen the best mask out there,
Yeah.
like I watched a video of this girl get married and she had like a bridal mask. And when I tell you, it was white and it had pearls and like rhinestones and lace. I was like, yes.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
I was like, are like face masks the new veils?
They might be.
You know?
Like you just pull it down, kiss the bride, and
Put it back
tuck
up.
it back up there. The one thing I hate about the age of the face mask, and I'm not gonna lie, gotta tell the absolute truth on it. I wear glasses, okay?
Yeah.
And I don't have small frames. I got thick, big ass frames. And masks fog up my glasses all the time. All the time.
Mine too.
I can't stand it. It's the fucking worst. And I mean, it's taught me that thank God I never became a doctor because Jesus, I wouldn't be able to make it through a surgery.
You'd have to wear your contacts.
I don't like my contacts.
And I'm the opposite. I love my contacts. But carry on.
I know you are. I mean, I don't want to wear them. But, I mean, for those out here living this glasses struggle, like I can't see without my glasses, but when I put my mask on, I can't see with my glasses. I'm fucked. It's always like this weird dance of like, you got to get it flush enough to your skin that it's not going to let air escape up top so that it's not going to heat and fog up the top of your glasses. And everybody's breath is technically warm. Like, I don't.
Yeah, because it's coming out of our warm bodies. But then you're running. I have this fogging problem too. And then you're running around looking like car sex.
Yes.
It looks like car sex, like how the windows fog up.
Steamy window from Titanic. Jack just moved, Rose, put your hand up there. No, bitch, I cannot see.
That was the best part of that movie.
It was the best part of that movie, but it's also the first movie I remember, like, my parents and I awkwardly staring at each other during a sex scene. Because every other movie, like, my parents weren't letting us watch like that.
They probably didn't realize that it was going to have a sex scene, and it's too late now. We in it.
It's too late. We've bought the 2-tape, VHS set.
Yeah.
We are watching this movie.
Yeah.
Because every time, like, we would rent a movie, my parents would make me sit. So we had sectionals, but our sectional, like, they split it apart for a while. It was weird.
Why?
There were pieces that could come off of it. So there was a point where they had, like, part of the sectional set up in such a way that it was very hard to see the TV from one of the seats. Like, you were basically looking not at the TV.
Then why would you put it that way?
It was like here. It was like on the side of your face. It was not welcome. But they would make me go sit in that seat anytime they knew there was a movie that was a little racy or like a part that was coming up that was a little racy. I watched the movie Woo from that seat. I watched Do the Right Thing from that seat. I watched two can play that game from that seat. I watched several movies from that seat that I couldn't see shit.
I'm wondering, like, why not just say, Drea, you can't watch this movie. Go read a book. You probably would have been like, okay.
I mean, it was also one of those situations where, like, Drea's the youngest, so everybody else sitting here watching this movie and eating popcorn and being happy. I would like to do the same thing, but y'all think I'm too damn young. So now I'm just sitting here
Or
watching the edge of a movie.
the edge of a, but like, why not? Like, yes, but why not just choose a movie that's like family friendly? You know what?
Because my parents don't give a fuck about whether it's family friendly if they wanted to see it.
I see.
I mean, let's be real. It's a trait that carried through with my family. Hence why one of my brothers took their 2-year-old to go see Straight Outta Compton in theaters.
Straight
He
out of
wanted to see the movie,
and
and
so he said, "Come along, little underage impressionable child."
he wanted to see the movie. And his family, like, there was no one to watch the baby, so it was just him and the child. She learned how to say "fuck the police" in context, and then she did it. Like, cop car rolling by, "fuck the police." She was correct in
I mean,
context.
she was in context. She was correct. That's not a thing I would have taught my child. But you know what?
You know what? Different
Daddies are
strokes.
strange. Daddies are strange.
Yeah.
Anyway, but no, like, so my family, when we watched movies together, me and my sister, we were always like Disney kids anyway. So like that's the stuff we wanted to watch. But I will tell you, my first adult movie that I watched was The Players Club.
I watched that from that chair too.
So, but let me tell you, I was always so I have this thing where I say all kids are bad, they're just bad in different ways.
Correct.
I was the sneaky bad, right? And so I was with my aunt. I don't know where my mom was. I don't know where my sister was. I was with my aunt, and she was gonna watch Players Club, and she said, "Oh no, Michelle, this is too adult for you. You cannot watch this movie." So I said, "Okay," but I really wanted to watch the movie.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I sat outside her room. I'm telling you, sneaky. I sat outside her room with my back to the wall where the door is, and I held up a mirror. And so I watched the whole movie, the whole Players Club movie for the first time in a mirror outside.
You were determined.
I was determined. And
you were a determined, precocious little child.
And I never, like, this is my first time ever saying this to the world. My aunt has gone on to glory. To this day, I don't know.
You let her take it to the grave.
I don't know, like, to now, like, to this day, I don't know if she knew that I was outside the door watching. Because I was sneaky, but you know, children are stupid.
Children are stupid. Children think they're getting away with a lot of things.
Right. And so when certain stuff was happening, I was like reacting. So that part of the movie where she tells everyone to get out of the locker room and nobody moves, and then she pulls the gun out.
Right.
My aunt was like, "Oh shit," and I was like, so I'm outside. There's no way she didn't know I was out there.
She knew. She knew. But she had plausible deniability, and that's all that mattered.
Yeah. I mean, not that, so my mama didn't say I couldn't watch the movie. My auntie had decided that I couldn't watch the movie with her. So even if my mama had found out, like, she probably would have been like, "Oh, really? Oh, okay.
All right." No, my parents weren't like that. But your sneaky ass.
Yeah.
You were ingenuitive. I was not. I was sneaky in different ways, and I really didn't become sneaky until I was much older. A lot of times I was just like doing shit, or like my parents would send me, like my parents also used me to spy on my siblings all the time. Oh yeah. Like I remember my sister used to bring home dates and my parents didn't want to seem like overbearing. So they
Like
just
sitting you,
go downstairs and make a snack.
and then come
Like,
and tell me what's happening.
yeah, like, or Denisha, you have to go do your homework in the dining room, which was like, it was set up in a way that it would go like dining room, kitchen, kitchenette area, living room. And so oftentimes my sister and a boy or my brothers and their friends or whatever, they would be in the living room or den area. And so they would make me open the door to the dining room. So it was just a clear path to hear and see. And I would sit in the dining room and have to like do my homework or color in a book or read a book. And I'd be like, nobody, they see me.
My lord.
It was
So
it was a lot of that.
they used you as a cock blocker.
All the time.
My lord. See,
All
okay,
the time.
so I have like I got my stepsisters. They're much older. Well, I say much older, but they're older than me. So I never really got to like do that really with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then me and my sister, we're so close in age that it wouldn't have really worked
Mm.
because my sister, my sister has secrets of mine that I know she's never told anyone.
I mean, yeah. Now
So
my sister and I have those kind of secrets. But
yeah,
let's be real. When my sister started dating, I was in like second, third grade.
right. This is not the person you tell anything.
We weren't sharing secrets about any of these things.
So when I got my like first real boyfriend, my sister was only 4 years younger than me.
Yeah, that's not a huge gap compared to 7.
Yeah, and she was the first person I came out to.
Oh, how cute.
Yeah.
I don't I didn't come out to any of my family until it was like well too late. Like far
Did
too late.
have you come out? Did this happen yesterday?
I mean, technically they know. I don't hide it.
So,
I say it out loud often, so they
oh,
know.
okay.
But
I was gonna say, are you? I used to make the joke that I lived in a glass closet, but like I was in the closet, but it was glass, so everyone could see it.
everybody
But
can
you
see.
know, like a good Southern family, we're not talking about it.
Okay, so Michelle, I've told you this before, but the listeners don't necessarily know. My family has wanted me to be a lesbian since I was a teen. They have
That's
openly pushed me towards a lesbian path.
that's
Anytime I
not
brought a friend home, anytime I was hanging out with someone, I went for like my sophomore year. One of my friends and I decided we were going to go to homecoming together. She and I were like, we're just going to go to homecoming together. We're going to get all dressed up and we're going to have a good time. And my mom was like, so you're dating? And I'm like, no. And then my
no,
siblings were like, so you're dating? And it's like,
no.
no. Every friend I've ever brought home, my parents, my family openly has been like, so y'all together? And it's because I don't bring people that I'm romantically interested in around my family because clearly they don't know how to act.
I think I think they act great. I remember that one like group video call you were on,
So
and
bad.
I got in the car, and
Such a
your
bad
brother asked
decision.
I was if I was looking for a daddy, and I was like, "Are you looking for a mama?" And then he didn't say anything.
These are the types of questions that my family are going to ask if you show up with me anywhere. Man, woman, doesn't matter. Trans, not, the non-binary, doesn't matter. They're going to be like, y'all fucking? it's been going on since I was literally in like ninth grade. So yeah, like they now know I'm queer, but they
It's
were
so strange to hear.
to be a part of a lesbian power couple for years.
You know what? When they talk about the gay and lesbian agenda, this is what I'm going to think about now from now on.
My family has been pushing the gay and lesbian agenda on me for a year. No, they haven't, but sort of they have.
That, you know what it probably was? They just wanted you to share something. And so they were like, well, maybe if I ask her about this, she'll be like, no, because I'm talking to little such.
Oh, they can't figure me out. Even to this day, like my siblings, my sister, who is probably my closest sibling, openly is like, no one knows what Denisha's into. If you pointed to somebody out of a crowd and was like, Drea is dating that person, right? They would be like, sure. Sure, Drea is dating that person. That makes sense.
She's dating whoever she wants. And I mean, that's not a bad thing. My family doesn't really know what to do with me either. Pretty much anyone that I bring home, my family thinks is unattractive.
Oh no.
Pretty much.
Why? Why do they think that?
I don't know.
Maybe they're just not ready to see you in a relationship, or maybe they don't like that relationship for you, so they just say it's unattractive.
I guess. But my mom, who's like, we're still working on her being accepting and loving of my sexuality. She definitely told me one time, she was like, well, if you have to bring a woman in here, can you at least bring an attractive one?
Oh Lord.
So I think my mom would, if I ended up with just a woman, my mom would probably want me to date like the girliest, cutest girl.
Yeah.
And
Or a super
sorry, mom.
attractive stud.
No. My
No?
mom, not really. Like the first girl I ever had like relations with, she liked her.
Not relation.
My first entanglement.
Oh
Um,
God.
she liked her, but then of course she had known her for a while because this girl, we went to middle school together and then high school together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she liked her, but she was more on the STEM side, but mostly
Okay.
maybe she was, well, I look at her now, she's more stud like whenever I creep on her like Instagram and stuff, because she looks more
Whenever I
stud
go
like now.
investigating.
I just wanted to see if her like, I wanted to see if the girl she cheated on me, that she cheated on with her with, because it was a thing. She ended up with the person that she cheated on, the person that she was cheating on me with, or that she was using me to cheat on. It was a whole
This
thing.
is Inception at this point.
Right. So the point is, like, they got married and they had a kid. And so I went to go
Gross.
see what the little kid looked like. Um, and I was like, oh, you're giving me some more masculine vibes these days. So I
Mm-hmm.
was wondering if she identified as masculine, but, being in high school in the South and you wear what your mama them say you gonna wear. Because my first girlfriend, when I met her, dressed like a girl.
Well, maybe you're turning them into studs.
I doubt it. I doubt it. But I do think I'm the trainer.
I mean,
In the sense that I have always felt like, you remember that movie where the guy, like, he had the power where you sleep, like the girl would sleep with them and then find the love of her life and be married.
oh yeah.
Good luck, Chuck.
Good luck, Chuck.
Yeah, I've always felt like,
Which I'm down for. Let's do it. Let's
yeah, no,
live my dreams.
I mean, after a while, it gets kind of sucky because I'm like,
I mean,
for
it gets
me,
sucky for them. Oh, you are the good luck Chuck in this situation. It just,
yes,
I'm sorry, my
yeah.
bad.
So I'm like I'll get with this person, and then I'm like, no, that's not a good relationship behavior. No, you treat your person like this. No, 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 you should do these things. And then it's like, then we break up, and then they're like in a relationship with the love of their life, like that girl.
Well, I can't say the same. I don't date. Let's just put it out there. I don't do well in relationships. I've done a few. I dislike them all. Not because they were horrible, but because they never fit for me.
But are you like non-monogamous though?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, I'm more towards that.
I'm I'm fairly non-monogamous, but I've also not felt like I've ever been in a romantic relationship where I was also genuinely being myself.
Mm, that's lucky.
And
I've been there, and that's when we break up. When I decide to be myself. So
right, right. When it's like, oh, this ain't gonna work. I can't keep this up. This is not gonna be me. Uh,
yeah,
I feel like in those kinds of situations, like these good luck Chuck situations, it can leave you feeling, I don't know, used in a lot of ways. I don't want that for you. I want better for you.
yeah. That's why I'm not dating. That's why I haven't really.
I'm averse. I also have a lot of relationship issues.
And I
Like,
mean, like that's okay. For me, I decide like when I got into grad school, right around the time that I got into grad school, I had just like gotten out of a situation that was really bad.
mm-hmm.
And I was like, I need to focus because the last time that I was in school and in a relationship, I felt like I was gonna have to redo a whole semester.
Oh, geez.
Right, and that meant my mom was gonna kill me, and there would be no Drea and Michelle show.
No, because
Um,
you'd be dead. Michelle would
I
be
mean,
dead.
yeah, you would have never met me.
We would not have met.
No. So I was like, I need to focus. And now at this point, like it's grad school, I'm paying for this. This
Right.
is my money. And so I was like, I'm not trying to find no like be in a real relationship. And so
That's real. That is
and
very real.
it's just kind of
But
kept
now that
on.
grad school is over,
Um, yeah, I'm still not dating anyone. I've thought about. I'm not. I have not really. I've thought about it. I've talked
mm-hmm.
to some people.
Mm-hmm.
Had a friends with benefits type of thing going on, but
Yeah,
I don't know. I've also found out
it
that
is
I like.
hard.
Yeah, it is. I found out that I like my own company a lot.
Yes. That's a hard place to be. So a lot of people talk about, oh, you've got to love yourself and you've got to find ways to, there are a lot of people who hop from relationship to relationship because they don't like themselves single
Right.
or they don't know themselves single. You
Right.
know, I feel like for you and me, it's the opposite. Like I know the fuck out of myself single.
Yeah.
And
Not so
let me
great
tell
at
you,
relationships.
Drea and I get along. Drea and myself being Drea, love each other in a real way.
You know what you just
We
made me
have a
think of?
great time.
You just made me think of that damn song that came out a few years ago.
Song.
Where she's like, I don't know the name of it, but she's like, yes, I'm leaving you, and the person I'm leaving you for, and her name is me.
Oh yeah.
Although
Her
that,
name is me. I'm great. I'm a
yeah,
I'm a great person. I'm hilarious. I I know I love all the same music. We love
yes,
all the same movies.
yes,
I love all the same books. I very rarely annoy myself. Like It's hard.
Right, like.
So then when I now, thanks to Michelle, read romance novels.
How is this my fault?
You got me into this. I hate you.
Hey,
I
all
was
I did
not
was show
reading
you.
romance
All I did
for
was show
years.
you the pathway. You chose to walk it.
So bad. And now I'm obsessed with them. And that only reinforces horrible ideas about what romantic relationships
Oh, I
should
have
look
such
like.
unrealistic expectations now.
Fully unrealistic. Fully unrealistic.
At this very moment, I'm reading a book. It's set in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And the female protagonist, she went to Melbourne from her little small town for like a competition or something, and left the guy that's supposed to be her love interest. And he it's deep, but he had like an issue with a loan shark, and the loan shark was like, you owe me money, and I want all my money right now, or we can come to a decision. I'll take your sweet Mustang that you built from the ground up with your dad.
Oh no.
And then we'll be square. And so he gave him the car, and then she was like in Melbourne, like calling him, not getting the answer. And she's like, oh, maybe he doesn't want to talk to me. You know how these things go.
Mm-hmm.
And then she gets a knock on her hotel door.
Is it him?
It's him. He don't have no money because he done gave this loan shark all his money and his
Right.
car. So you're like, I read it. I was like, how the fuck? So I had two questions.
How
One,
did I get there?
how the fuck did you get there? And then two, how did you know which hotel door to knock on? This
That one. Who did you bribe?
like,
Who didn't do
what's
their
going on?
job?
Right. But then so she was like, how did you get here? He was like, this thing happened, and I realized that the only person I wanted to talk to was you. So I hitchhiked 15 hours to get to you.
Unrealistic.
Right. And so now I'm like, oh, well, if you love me and you can't go, like, you can't ride 45 minutes in your own car from your side of town to my side of town, then it's not love.
This ain't love. It ain't gonna work.
And look,
I just finished a 10-book series about
really?
about unrealistic standards of love.
Yeah, like whenever I read like the paranormal stuff and this whole like,
it was Mountain Men. It was great.
Oh wow, is that the one? No, that's not the one.
It was by Frankie Love. I have no problem saying it was the Mountain Men by Frankie Love. And okay. They all were having babies. Motherfuckers was having quadruplets and shit. I don't want any of those problems. No. But they was fighting for their peoples.
Right.
And that I don't mind.
Right. And so it can give you sometimes unrealistic expectations, but like the paranormal romances are worse. Like the romance is like, oh, I smelt you and my inner animal was like, that's the one, and now insta love, and I'm never gonna cheat on you. I'm like,
never going anywhere.
First of all,
I physically can't.
like I cannot leave you. Like I might get sick.
This person and this person, or I smelled you and there's insta love, and now I gotta get my best friend to smell you to see if it's insta love too, and then we're gonna live in a throuple for the rest of our lives. Shit like that.
Yeah. Or stuff like, and then like the sex is just always great.
Right. They've always got giant penises.
Always. No one's ever had a tiny dick.
No one's ever had a tiny dick. No one's ever had a dry vagina. Like, nah. That doesn't exist in these situations.
The closest I've gotten to like someone like the sex not being great was a one scene where the guy he couldn't get it up, or he couldn't keep it up. But it was because he had whiskey dick, because he thought that the girl that he loved didn't love him.
So it was a lovesick dick?
Yes. So
Oh gosh.
he went to the bar, he got really drunk, and then he got home and she was waiting on him, except he was too drunk.
Oh gosh.
So then they fell asleep cuddling. So it was still sweet.
It was
All
still
this like
kind.
right, so all this fucking affection.
It's too much.
So
It's too much.
right, my book boyfriends are better than my actual partners.
Absolutely. So between the I'm a great person by my damn self to myself, and like I take myself out on the best dates. We go to the movies by myself.
Right.
I'll take
And
myself out to dinner.
I never have to worry if I'm gonna have the money. Like
Right.
you've been on a date, be like, ooh. I never have to talk about if we gonna split the check.
You
Like
want to split it, or do you wanna pay for it? Or, oh, I've never been to this place before. Who knows? Or I've never met you before in
yeah,
person. This might be awkward. It's not necessarily awkward with myself. I make things awkward all the time, but never for myself.
no. You make things awkward for other people.
Yeah, I make
Like
things awkward in general, but not
like
like towards me.
yeah, like you did in class the other day, and then
I had
everyone
a real manic energy going on.
did. It was so funny. So y'all, here's the story. We take like
Work
workout
out.
classes together, and everyone knows that Drea and Michelle, we're really good friends. And sometimes Drea can be overzealous. I think that's
Oh,
a good
that's a great way to put it.
right. She can be overzealous, and then the other people in the class that they know us both, they might look at me to like, how do we read the tone? How do we read the mood?
Wait, how do we feel about this? Is it
Right. And
okay?
so so I like the other day she did something and I was like, oh no, she's really supportive. She really was being proud of you just then.
Right. She was trying to say
That
good things.
that was her
Didn't
support.
come off that way.
Yeah. It was like she didn't mean to yell at you. She was just happy.
Yeah,
And so
absolutely.
right. It's okay
That's how
though.
it is sometimes. I'm sorry if you don't like it,
Yeah.
but
The funniest part though is when they look at me and I'm like, I have no fucking idea. And then they're like, oh, danger.
no one knows. No one knows how to read this situation.
Pretty much. Pretty,
Usually in those situations, I try and correct myself really quickly or try and explain myself really quickly.
yeah. Good for
Doesn't
you.
always work, but that being said, because I like myself so much and because I have these unrealistic standards of romance, it's just bad all around. So I stay single.
Yeah. Like, um, an ex-girlfriend of mine, we were having a conversation and I was telling her about like how I just don't really see the point a lot of times of going out with people or sleeping with people. And she was like, do you think you're like starting to lean towards asexual? And
Not at all. Maybe for you.
I was like, maybe, but no, I like the idea of sex,
Mm.
but like the actual action, the mechanics of it, sometimes sex is gross.
Sex is a disgusting experience.
Yeah,
No one's doubting that. It's
and
a disgusting
so
experience. Sometimes it's great,
yeah,
but
but I have some friends who are like, oh yeah, it's gross, and I like that part, and I don't. Like, get your body fluids away from me.
coronavirus.
Yeah, don't sweat on me. That's way too much saliva. What are you doing? There are certain things that you better not do because it's over now.
Mm.
Like,
Well, I'm not going to say there are very few, but there are some things that, yeah, it's like, let's shut that down on site.
yeah, so like I'm in this group on Facebook and apparently the new wave is like spitting in your partner's mouth.
Oh, that's been a thing for a while. And let me just say, I don't know how you feel about it, Michelle, but I can guess, and it's that it's gross. Get that shit away from me.
It is gross. So gross. To me, I'm not. So wait a minute, let me stop and say, one, not kink shaming anyone. If you like the
No,
spit thing,
not gonna
go
yuck your yum.
ahead.
Sorry.
But as for me and my mouth, we will not.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. The idea of it sounds fun.
Fun?
It's like in the crime of passion, not crime of passion, but in the heat of passion. It
Oh
doesn't
no, it
sound
will be.
horrid.
If you hold me down and spit in my mouth, it's gonna be a crime of passion.
It doesn't sound heinous in the heat of a moment. However, comma, if you were to actually do it to me, I have every feeling in the world that I will most likely slap you in the face. Guarantee.
Yeah.
Guarantee I will most likely slap you. It's just going to be a reflex. So I'm going to tell you, don't even try it.
Yeah. I got a list of like the other thing too, I think is I'm becoming less passive when it comes to sex. So now I have a list of things that you better not do.
That's real.
And so
and for
that's
a lot of women, like, sex is a very passive experience.
right. And so like I got some stuff which you better not do, and spitting in my mouth is like at the top of the list.
I don't know if it's at the top of my list, but there are some things. It's like,
it's up there.
that'll shut shit down.
That and like I can remember one time I had a guy slap me, and I was like, did this motherfucker just hit me? And it wasn't it's not like, oh, he slapped me on the ass. That's different. He slapped my face.
Oh no.
And I almost punched him. Like, I was like,
okay, well, we are very different people when it comes to our kinks.
Yeah.
But I'm a bit of a submissive, not a bit. I am big sub energy over here.
Just I would say just claim your energy. Don't go over here like
large sub energy. I am also like large masochism energy.
I'm not.
And you're not. And so these are things you have to discuss with your partners. Don't just be trying some shit because you heard about it or you saw it somewhere or you thought it might be fun. No. We need to be having thorough discussions before you just try some shit.
Agreed. And like that was part of it. He didn't like say nothing about it.
Consent matters.
Beforehand. Consent matters, and like to this day, sometimes I've like one, we didn't end on a great note. But sometimes I think about him, I'd be like, that motherfucker slapped me.
He did. He did. He thought it was okay.
And he thought it was okay. And then also, like, not to like this sounds it's gonna come out sounding victim blaming, but that's not how I mean it. And this is like a thing that I would only say to myself, not to other people. I was also like, well, when he slapped you, you ain't do nothing, so like you didn't.
But again, I think you were in shock.
I was.
I'm like, let's be real. Shock is a very real reaction to a lot of crazy shit where you just be like, I just need to get out of this situation right now.
Right.
And I'll deal with my emotions about it later. But also, like, I get where you're coming from. But again, that's where you have to give yourself grace. Like, I would be remiss to say that there was never a situation, especially in a sexual context, where some shit went down that in retrospect I was like, what the fuck? How did I let that shit just happen and not come at somebody's neck over it?
Right. And so like that was a thing. And it what it was for me, it was a wake up call. It was a slap in the face. It was
It
a
was
wake
a
up
slap
call.
in the face.
I had been doing the thing that a lot of women do, in the sense that we will put our needs second.
Ooh,
So
baby.
like we will put what we like or what we want to the back burner to satisfy someone else. And that was the day I was like, no, we're not doing that no more, because I don't want to be slapped in the face.
That's real.
And so I
And you
gotta
don't have to be. That's
no.
the beautiful thing.
So I got a limit, and we not ever.
We're not ever doing that again.
Yeah,
You don't have to go back to that place, Michelle, if you don't want to.
I don't. But every time I think about it, it pisses me off.
I mean, that's real.
And so like you ever, I'm a ruminator.
Mm,
So I like go over things in my head, like how could have it gone better? What can I do differently? And like in my edited version, like in the best case, he slapped me, I slapped him back. Like, but like, and you know what? That sometimes like you can look back at relationships or at things and be like, this moment was the beginning of the end.
yeah.
I think that moment was the beginning of the end. And I realized that I was making a lot of space for him in my life, but he wasn't making a lot of space in his life for mine, like for me.
Which is something I feel like a lot of more introspective people do. Because I'm not even going to just say women. I would say
Yeah,
men as well, who are more introspective, tend to say or find ways to make the person that they want to be with feel like they are a part of their lives,
right,
rather than saying, how can we make sure each of us has enough space to kind of feel like we're flourishing together.
right.
And that's okay. Everybody has those moments, especially in relationships, where you go, this is it. If we gonna end, this was the moment that did it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and usually it's not like one thing where it's like, well, you did this to me that one time and I'm
Nah,
gone now.
nah.
No.
Like that was the straw.
Yes.
So
Yes.
like, the slap in the face during sex was the straw, although we had been having issues before,
Right.
right?
Remember,
But
relationships are like a Jenga, like a game of Jenga,
it
right?
is.
Everybody's pulling pieces, and all it takes is that one little piece.
And you can't blame it on that one piece. It's that the structural foundation is the structural integrity is gone
Right.
from the little things, and so your relationship doesn't have resiliency. So we was having all these issues on the front end, and then here you go, you gonna slap me? This
That slap was the slap her around the world.
it
It's like,
was.
no,
It
it's
was like,
time to
do you
go.
remember that limited series? It was called like the slap,
Yes, I do.
where the man slapped the other folks' kid.
Yes.
The kid was being a little dick. He
The kid
deserved
was
the
a dick.
slap.
He deserved it.
But stuff just went left after that,
Yeah.
and that's how I felt. It was an actual slap, but a slap in the face, and I was just like, nah, this is not working.
This is
I'm
where I have
making
to say goodbye.
right. I was like, negotiations have broken down. I've made way too many concessions, and you have not made any.
Yeah.
You want your cake and eat it too, and then you want somebody else's cake, and
Right. It's okay to have your cake. It's okay to eat said cake because it is yours.
yes,
It is not okay to take my fucking cake and eat it as well.
right,
That's my cake. I wanted that.
right. Like, god damn it. If I went in Publix and I got 2 slices of cheesecake, because I like cheesecake. If I
I
got two
also do like
cheese
cheesecake.
and then I asked you, you want some cheesecake? And you say no, so I buy my 2 slices, and then you want to eat my slices? No.
This is also how I understand how men be like, I asked you if you wanted some food.
Yeah.
And you said no. And now all of a sudden I got food. Now you want some?
Oh yeah, I don't do that to men.
I don't do that. If I want food, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah. Or I'll say, well, I don't know if I really want anything right now, but give me something just in case.
Right.
Right? Yeah.
Right.
So the
So
moral of the story, people.
eat your own food.
Yeah, get your own damn food. Don't make yourself smaller to make someone else more comfortable.
That one.
Yeah.
All those words.
Yeah. And if you want to try some new shit in the bedroom, talk about it with your people first.
Consent. You need to have some conversations. And if you are like, I want to try some shit, but I don't know if I can talk to them about it, then y'all shouldn't be having sex.
Right. Because if old boy wanted to talk about, let's do some impact play, I'd have been like, you in my face, you out your mind.
You out your mind. You out your mind.
So yeah.
Yeah. Discussions change lives.
I know, man. It does.
All right. We've been talking a lot and we went around in circles. This was not a normal episode.
No.
At all. And that's okay. You know what, guys? We're exploring this class just like you. Today was basically the watch a movie of our lives.
Yeah. Like, just watch
when your instructor pulls in that cart and you get to watch a movie for class. That's what happened today.
Okay? Yeah. We'll be back. We'll be back.
We'll be back.
We'll have a lesson plan next time, I promise.
Yeah.
Drea.
Yes, I agreed.
We got to be on one accord. Whoa.
Guys.
One band, one sound. We gotta be on one.
I'm in nobody's band. I gave up all my instruments. We're fine.
One podcast, one purpose.
No, but we're gonna do better for next week, and we're gonna do our best. Try not to let this week get to you. It's been a whirlwind of a year, guys.
It has. It's almost over.
So close to being over, and then we start whatever the BS for next year is.
I'm afraid.
I am truly afraid. The person in charge right now is still acting like they are going to be in charge next year.
Yeah.
And
you're not, sir.
While I'm not surprised by that, like, this is what he basically said he was going to do.
Yeah, it's like disappointed but not surprised.
Disappointed but not surprised. I have turned into the parent who knew their kids had a sweet tooth.
Yeah.
And has caught their child with a cookie when they weren't supposed to have one.
So, disappointed in your actions, not surprised at all.
Of course you got a cookie. Of course you
did. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You went past all the fruit and you got a cookie.
You got a cookie. Last story, and then I'm done, I promise. There was one year.
One more thing.
Example of this. There was one year for Christmas. We had all gotten together and the children were about. And it was like 11. The nieces and nephews were all supposed to be knocked out by now. They were not, because it was a holiday and they were staying up late. And they decided they wanted a snack. And the two of them were like, I want a brownie. So they asked for brownies. And one of them had been eating cookies and cakes and things all day. So we were like, maybe you should get an orange, guys, instead. Something healthier. There's an abundance of them. Just grab an orange instead. And my mother decides to say, give them the brownie. It's Christmas. You guys got whatever you wanted on Christmas.
I feel like that's a lie.
It was a bold-faced lie. It was a bold-faced lie. All 4 of her children were sitting around her going, no, we didn't. No, we didn't. And it's late. They're not even supposed to be awake anymore. Now they're asking for brownies? What? No.
No way, Grandparents are the worst.
Grandparents are the worst. My brother and my mother decide to get into a full-fledged argument. My mother wins, gives the child a brownie. They all run off. About 45 minutes later, they are still awake, still doing whatever they like. The grandchildren come back. And said child, who should have got an orange in the first place, comes and asks for another brownie. And we all look at the child and go, of all the things you could have asked for, you just watched your grandmother and your father get into a full-fledged argument over you having a brownie the first time.
Right,
and you come back and ask for another? Disappointed, not surprised. Just, you could ask for a Rice Krispie treat, piece of cake, and we would have just been like, fine, whatever, man.
Right.
You asked for the exact same thing again. Disgusting. Like, no. The entire table was like, no.
Right.
All the adults in this room. No. Go to bed. You're done. I really feel like that's how the current person in charge is acting. Go to bed.
Yeah.
Take a nap. Be done.
And then they're doing things like, and then one more thing, and then we're gonna be really done for real. I promise.
For real, we promise.
But like they're doing things like trying to figure out who they're gonna have to talk to him. Like who's gonna break the news to him?
Who's gonna break the news that he really can't keep doing this?
Like he's a 7-year-old, and you need to explain to them that their dog died. Like who's gonna tell them? Like
who's gonna tell them?
Who's gonna tell them?
Who's gonna tell them? Like they won this whole contest, like the president of the world, or like you won the best dress costume, and then you got to tell them like it's not really a thing. You don't get to actually be king of the world for the day. Like,
right.
Just make believing. Now come back.
Yeah, just you know what? Keep us uplifted in prayer.
Right. And by us, I mean the human race, because frankly,
yeah,
one meteor would take us all out.
Heal the world, make it a better place.
Sure. Okay, I've been Drea.
You've been Drea? You decided you're no longer going to be, okay.
I'm no longer Drea. I am just me now. I'm going to go back and read another book. Or watch Naruto.
You started a problem for yourself. The only way you could have been worse is if you were like, I'm going to start One Piece.
I've thought about it.
One Piece got like 7 million episodes, and the creator of One Piece is like, I'm not done telling the stories.
I'm not done. Yeah, I've thought about it. One Piece is another one. One Piece, Hunter x Hunter, those are ones that I've been like holding back from myself because I know once I start, I'm into it.
And that's all you're going to do. And then we'll never finish The Boys.
I'm trying. I stopped halfway through the episode. Sorry.
I watched the whole episode. It gets dark.
Of course it does. All right. We're gonna be better.
Yeah.
All right. That's been Michelle.
Yeah, and that's been Drea.
Cool. And this has been Life 401.
Advanced Shenanigans.
We'll see you next time, hopefully with a plan.
A lesson plan. You're right. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Bye.